This is WFO Radio.
Good morning, everybody. Hold on, let me take that down. Hi.
Hello. I thought we were going to just go do the whole show behind the scenes like Wizard of Oz. There you go. That's just what you're going to get.
By the way, Elon and I, we like starting the show early, by the way. Just give you a heads up.
Just a little pre-show. Because we appreciate, like, Henry. Henry's been on for a while. Look, and Lonnie's been on for a while. I mean, we want to reward you guys for getting on early and hopefully sharing the show.
Yep.
And buying the merch.
Yeah, because Elon and I get on, about 3, 4, 5 minutes early. We start talking about stuff, and I'm like, well, we need to save that for the show.
We got to save that for the show. So
and then we can just get excited. Let's just start the show now. We can't wait.
Let's just go.
We're like kids on Christmas Day.
If you looked at how are you doing today, Jason? First of all,
I'm doing good. Very good. How about you? Everything well?
I'm doing pretty good. It's warming up in Texas, so now I'm back into shorts and t-shirts. Kind of last week, to be all repping the Steelers, I pretty much put all my NFL gear away after the Super Bowl, which the Steelers are not playing in.
Right.
But what are you going to do?
No. Yeah, it got cold here in Florida this past weekend. In the 20s. Give it up. It's been the coldest in like 20-something years here.
Iguanas just falling out of the sky.
Yeah, iguanas. I don't know if you're a big hockey fan, but they had the Stadium Series, and the NHL got so lucky that it was in the 20s and 30s on Sunday night that they had to warm the ice up at that stupid place because the ice was going to crack.
Holy cow!
They had the Stadium Series at
got too cold for the ice.
Yeah, at Raymond James, and they had to warm up the ice just a little bit so it wouldn't crack. It was so cold.
Raymond James, underrated stadium, by the way.
It is a good place to see.
It is good. I saw the national championship game when Clemson won there, and it was like 2012 or whatever it was, or not 2012, but 22, whatever. It was Tampa's a good town.
Yeah, I did a corporate gig at Raymond James one time for 12 people from Motorola. They had a meeting up in one of the skyboxes. They had lunch, and then they came down and we did like punt, pass, kick stuff. For 12 people, and then we played flag football, and everybody was wearing a Tom Brady jersey, and I'm like, Tom Brady back to pass. He sees Tom Brady downfield. It was the stupidest thing ever.
That game was one of my favorite during the game responsibilities for the CFP stuff I do, because they had like a area on the club level for like 8 photographers, like Sports Illustrated, the Clemson people, I think Alabama, who'd they beat? Alabama that year, LSU that year.
LSU, yeah.
And like there's like 8 photographers, and we're right behind the club level seats in this little nook. And I didn't know any better, so I just was like, full media services for these guys. Can I get you guys water? Can I get you guys grilled cheese sandwiches? And I'm just running back and forth, and they had people doing all the stuff. But like that game just ebbed and flowed, and we were right behind all these Clemson fans.
I love
it. And when Trevor Lawrence threw that pass to win the game, they all just went nuts. It was like the most like in the moment deal. And then all the photographers, as they were leaving, told me I was the best media services person they'd ever had, because no one had ever catered to their needs like I did throughout the whole game. They were normally just like left there and had to fend for themselves. And they were like, dude, you're the best. You should come with us to all the games.
Right. If you said Price is Right, let's go. I'll come to all the games for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Lonnie. Heck with the Epstein files. Watch Life's a Dragon, Chasing Speed instead, of course.
Still very curious about what all is in the Epstein files, but also I do like what's Life's a Drag and Chasing Speed tonight. Episode 3.
We'll talk about in a second. I want to talk about what we were talking about before. Yeah. Big news going on right now. Savannah Guthrie's mom has been kidnapped. What's going on there?
I can't believe you hadn't heard about that.
I haven't heard about this.
I was talking with Allie Bland about that earlier this morning, and I mean, the whole thing is just cattywampus. You just look at, she's an 80-year-old woman kidnapped and has been gone for 4 days. Now there's ransom notes. It's just terrible.
That's crazy. I have not heard about this.
So and you said she's like not doing the opening ceremonies. Oh, so Savannah Guthrie is like the Today Show, one of the Today Show news anchors. And I don't watch the Today Show because those morning shows are honestly just kind of trash.
Yeah.
But that's no reason for your mom to get kidnapped.
No.
And it's just very scary.
Yeah. Well, like you were saying, you're getting ready to get if something doesn't happen soon, you're going to be totally enthralled and can't do anything and that's the way I was during the Casey Anthony trial. I couldn't leave my house. I needed to watch every part of it. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. So, you don't want to make a light of it, but hopefully it all gets resolved.
Right.
It all becomes a Apple TV or Netflix limited run series about what the hell, because she's so high profile. She's got NBC. You got to think the FBI is looking for her.
Oh, everybody's got to be looking for her.
And how, so it's just really, really bunk. But yeah, so that was just very funny that you hadn't heard about that yet. So slowly creeping into my consciousness.
I'm gonna have to watch some of it on the this afternoon. This is gonna be a problem for me too. If I get brought into this is not gonna be fun.
Yeah. Right now it's a slow time of the year, so we can just watch Chasing Speed, which is going to be on tonight at 9:00 Eastern on Vice. What did you think of last week's show?
I thought last week's was amazing, and not just because I was on it. Lest we forget that Jason
first of all
had a cameo.
Let's give our props to Jason Logan, the star of the Vice TV show.
I don't know if you guys saw me, but I said he's eccentric, and that was it. If you blinked, you missed me.
I feel like that should be a T-shirt. I may have to just get into the WFO merch deal of just your head and just he's eccentric, and that would be the most inside
joke.
Anyone that buys that shirt and then gets their picture taken next to Blake Alexander, who is eccentric, I'll give him $50.
Oh man! So I was interviewed for I was in the room for 30, 40 minutes, and I commented on a lot of different things, and I have a feeling this is all they're gonna use.
Yeah, you're just going to be the throwaway line guy.
Yeah.
No, I bet they'll use more. I bet, but that is about the math. 30 minutes of filming to get 30 seconds of content.
Right, yeah. But I honestly though, I thought that was a really, really, really good show. Yeah. The Blake Alexander stuff was great. The Tony and Leah stuff was good. Who else was in there? It was I watched
Bodie on campus.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I thought for even I know we said this show's not for diehards. I thought for a diehard fan, I thought this was a really good show.
I'll be honest. I vaguely remembered the Blake Alexander top end Angel situation.
I forgot about that.
But to see all the back and forth and the whole, they kind of told me to ask the question. Don't rake Angel for that too, by the way. All you people on social media, I would go insane if I was Angel or Ida or Bruno or Amanda, because there's conversations going on about how the show is going while they're trying to talk to people.
Right.
And, they throw stuff out there because there's so much going on at the top end. Sometimes you miss stuff.
Well, and also it's a game of telephone as well, because sometimes it comes from the TV truck directly to the top end reporter, or it goes TV truck, announce booth down to top end.
Yeah.
And the top end reporter, they're the ones that are they're just trying to throw a question out there, and but at the same time they're also reading the room. When J.R. Todd gets out of that car, he's monomaniacal. He just wants to see his time slip, and he is so emotionally wrecked just from 3 seconds of doing that. And so there's a lot going on at the top end, even though there's not a lot going on at the top end.
Right. And so the best videos, I think NHRA Social does, some of the best videos are Kurt Spittler's top end behind the scenes videos he does. If you get, of all the guys coming around the turn, getting handed their Wally, those are gold. I wish those were actually a little bit longer for him. Right. I mean, I know he's got limited time and everything, but I would love just a top end camera.
Yeah.
That would be a show of itself, starring Kelly Antonelli and Ted Yerzik. And Eric Frampton.
Yeah, it's a whole different scene. Yeah. I never get to go down the top end, but I'm down there sometimes for sportsman races and stuff. And it's not the same as when the pro guys show up, but it's really quiet. It's guys, it moves at its own pace down there, and it's definitely a different place. Yeah, totally different for the starting line.
Yeah, it is. It's so much fun, and that just the cast of characters down there is just it is it has a real Star Wars Tatooine bar vibe of just, anyone and everyone, they all have their roles.
Right.
Guys have been up there for 5 days straight, and they're just sweaty and dirty, and then PR people come up there and,
Yeah, and don't get in one of those guys, sweaty, dirty guys' way,
oh,
because they'll
hell
rip your
no.
head off. They'll rip your
No.
head off.
That's their domain. That's their kingdom,
Oh.
and I just defer to it.
Yeah, when I show up down there, sometimes people are like, "What? Just get your stuff and leave. Get what you need, leave. Get out of the way." Because there's a protocol. There's a decorum.
And there's people that are up there all the time, that have been up there all the time. Eric Frampton, Kelly Antonelli, Ted Yerzik, Paul Mecca, when their drivers are up there. Luke Fath, they know their roles. They're helping their guys get stuff off. And I just get up there and I'm just like, I just want to stay out of the way.
Yeah. But like you tell stories about Amanda Busick yelling at everybody and directing the scenes at the top end too. That's really, and you can kind of hear it sometimes in some of the videos.
Yeah,
her yelling and
so
screaming.
Great. I mean, again, a thankless job of, we got live TV, and guys are just excited. They want to see their crew guys. They want to see their wives or their boyfriends or whatever, husbands. And she's just trying to make TV.
Yeah.
She has just honestly got Steve Righteous or Todd Vinny or Pete Richards just screaming at her like, we got 30 seconds before we're off the air and they're going to go to Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just
guys, get over here.
Yeah, just I someday I want that montage. That's my retirement gift, Kurt. Just the montage of Amanda just wrangling everybody. So yeah, so Chasing Speed, another episode tonight. I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty heavy on Ida and Jasmine based on the preview of last week.
Yeah, I think we had to get into the ladies.
Yeah.
I did talk about Jasmine, so maybe I'll be in this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, and I feel bad because I gave you bad information last week. I got so excited when I was able to download the Vice app onto my Roku.
Right.
And I texted Jason like, hey, man, I downloaded the Vice app and, it showed the first episode and all the stuff. And I was like, okay, it looks pretty simple. And then as soon as I tried to watch the second episode, it was like, please log in with your cable provider. And I was like,
right. Yeah. That's what happened on my
cable provider.
Yeah. I don't either. I do YouTube TV and that's still expensive, but still, I'm not doing cable.
So I just watched it on YouTube the next day and it was glorious.
I did too. What is going on here? After seeing that, I'm with Blake, but when it was happening live, I thought he was being a douche canoe.
Yeah,
I threw canoe in there. Yeah, listen, that was not Angel's fault at all. No. And I know Dugenet and those guys they posted on Facebook about the situation, and they just want some transparency. They want some, hey, let's let these people do their jobs. We don't need to be producing all the time, everywhere, everything. But yeah, it was not. And listen, she's not a top end reporter, and
she's learning.
She was learning, and she was physically upset the next day at the emission foods thing. She was like, they told me to do this. Why is everybody so mad at me? And I'm like, you got to slow down because it's not your fault. It'll get worked out.
But going back to just the Blake Alexander deal, I mean, he's a unique guy. I mean, he has built his own program. He has, doing it on his own, has done it with some people, the whole with the kids and the wife and the traveling. I mean, it's what makes our sport great, and personalities like that. I think
he hustles, man.
That's the way those are the people you want to highlight. That's the Tony Finau of our sport.
Great reference. He hustles, man. I will give him that. And he's just a different bird. That's all, because he got too much going on.
We don't need 10 John Forces. We don't need 10 Steve Torrances or 10 Justin Ashleys. We need guys that are a little quirky, that are truly like, even with force and guys that are really, really good, there's just a social amount of social retardation that happens when you're chasing your dream.
Yeah.
And Blake is doing that. So there's just some things he just doesn't do very good because he doesn't care about them.
Yeah.
And seeing him working out and the physical strain on the body from racing, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And I don't mind him. I don't mind him getting all fired up at the crew, trying to get it, in the
No.
car. I'm like, dude, that's great. Yeah, it was good. That I think that's what really made it pop for me, just because it was like the first one's good. John Force, everybody knows about John Force and all that stuff, and you had to get that out of the way first. But now I think we're really going to dive deep into this whole process.
And more crew cameras, like Tony Stewart's crew guys.
Yeah.
I mean, just seeing, because that's something you don't see, that behind the scenes stuff. And like Tony just saying the F word over and over to himself after he lost that final. I mean, that just shows how bad these guys want it.
Yeah.
And the crew guys busting their ass, and then, they don't win, and then they're having to hop in the car, and just that whole vibe was, I've been in that car, and I will tell you, one of my all-time favorite car ride top end type situations happened with Ashley Force at Phoenix and a young Autumn Height, where I was in the tow vehicle, Ashley's in the tow vehicle, and Autumn was in the tow vehicle. And Ashley was racing Robert, and I think it was a semifinals to go to the finals. And Force had advanced to the finals, and Robert beat Ashley. And so Ashley gets in the car, and Autumn tells her, you know what? I was rooting for my dad to beat you. Now, granted, Autumn was like 8 at the time, like young. And Ashley was just so into it. She just turns around and she goes, well, you know what? My dad's going to kick your dad's ass in the final, right to her niece. It was awesome.
That's great.
So, but it was just that Autumn just being that, nah, my dad, beat you. And Ashley just turned on her like a rattlesnake. My dad's going to kick your dad's ass in the next round.
But all those girls probably give Autumn such a rash of what, even for the word go.
Oh yeah. So the top end car, that just all that stuff they're showing on Chasing Speed is just tremendous.
Yeah, it's really, really good, and I only expect it to get better.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, because that's where I'm going to watch it, because I'm in the same boat as you, Elon. But that's all right. Listen, it's out there.
Add all those numbers up and just share the show.
Right. Share the show, and it'll be good. I mean, I fell asleep on my couch the other night with the beginning of the show going on, because I wanted to watch it again. I was like, oh, let's see it. It's Matt Hagen with the little clapboard. I'm like,
yeah.
The next day, I'm like, oh, what was I trying to watch that? Oh, okay, we're done. So yeah, always good. But so what else is up? We got big news, or more news, I should say.
Got the whole Ida Zetterstrom, Sean Reed deal that just kind of popped up out of nowhere when we're thinking, oh, everything's all settled. Sean Reed and Ida are going to share a car.
Yeah, I wonder how many. I wonder how many Sean's going to do, how many Ida's going to do.
I don't know.
That's going to be.
I mean, I think that's something Play NHRA needs to look into right now. Let's get a little over-under action on that. Also, by the way, did you do your gambling class again?
Oh, yeah. I did. I was like, do I really have to do this gambling class again?
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, if you have a hard card at NHRA, you can't gamble on anything NHRA. And
you can gamble on other stuff. You can still go to Underdog and gamble on football or baseball or, cake cutting in Germany.
Yeah, but you can't gamble on NHRA. They make us take a quiz or a little. It took not even 10 minutes to take.
I think it was like 20 if you're watching the videos and stuff.
Yeah,
which I did.
Yeah. I watched them.
It was pretty straightforward. I thought this year's version was much more like last year. I felt like it was a lot about over and under, and honestly stuff that I didn't really even understand. But this one was pretty straightforward. Yeah,
it was. But it's Nicole Clark's taking hers now. Good job. Yeah. But they basically scare you into telling you they say, if you gamble on this, we will find out. I mean, that's basically the general gist of it.
What I didn't know, which back in the day, pre-Play NHRA, we would do little side bets like on the call outs and stuff, and you just like the Kentucky Derby type stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just double checked with the NHRA last year, because we obviously hadn't done it, and we're not gambling. We're not like legit but it's even like private little wagers, which I was like, okay, I'm going to mind my P's and Q's on that, because the last thing I want to do is lose my hard card.
Right.
But that's just good for the integrity of sport. I mean, you just see all these sports, 20 college basketball players for point shaving or this guy in the NBA. I'm glad the NHRA has this whatever Sport 360 or whatever Security 360 that
Yeah.
monitors.
Well, that's the thing.
Stuff.
Yeah, and you hear all these stories about people doing this, and like, how the heck did they find out?
Yeah.
How do they know? Vegas and gambling. There's probably more high tech stuff in gambling and that stuff than the CIA has monitoring. Maduro.
Yeah, you think Find Your iPhone is a cool tracking app? The apps they use to track your gambling habits are insane.
Yeah.
And if you think you're just going to get some inside information and go and put $50,000 down on Antron to beat Justin Ashley in the second round, you're not. They will bust you in a second. All right.
Yep. Billy Glidden tells great stories about helping gambling fans in the stands, giving tips back when he was a kid. All right, Billy.
Which is also fine. That's what I tell when I do like Sunday morning. Hannah Rickards and I do like a little plain NHRA drag race bracket bonanza little deal about it's like the stables. Like if you go to the Kentucky Derby, you can see the horses before they run.
Yeah,
but oh, okay. Lonnie just threw me off there. But the horses can't tell you how they're going to do. You can go in our pits and talk to Justin Ashley and Sean Langdon and see them and ask them how you feel, and they'll tell you. All right. Please explain on DWB if you played last year. No, you do not need. Basically, you just log back in. Your name, everything will roll over from Drag Race Bracket Bonanza.
Yeah, Scott says I couldn't bet on NHRA and I tried several ways. I think it's because we live in Florida. Yes, that is true. We can't do it.
It's all
we have Hard Rock Bets here, and you can do that, but they don't put drag racing up on that one.
Yeah, but hey, here who's asking it? Scott Malpass 4802. Go to a race. If you go to a race that's in a state where gambling is legal, bet your ass off.
And don't do. I'm a VPN and I live in Seattle or a state that has it because they'll find you too.
Yeah,
I threw that out there when we had
all those ghosting. Yeah, no, they'll catch you. They will get you.
So back to Ida and Sean. That'll be kind
of
Ida
and Sean. So I think I would guess. I mean, maybe it's half and half. I mean, maybe Sean, and maybe they'll just because you could get into a deal where that's a car that can win races, that has won races.
Yeah. Sean and Ida racing at NHRA also. Rumor? I haven't heard that one.
I haven't heard that at all. I haven't heard of any definitive primary NHRA people racing IHRA yet. Now, that 3-race Triple Crown, that could get some attention.
Sure.
And I'm probably going to go check out a IHRA race this year just to see what's up.
All right. It was sick week all week this week.
Sick week.
I met so I'm working out at Disney Springs, driving cars in the water. I was yesterday, and I see this guy, tall guy, with a drag racing beard, that beard that comes way down.
Yeah.
And he had a racing shirt on, but he had a jacket kind of covering half of it. And I'm looking at it and I go, hey, what kind of sponsorship you got on that t-shirt? He opens it up and it's like a sick week shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm going, and he was like, yeah, man. I go, so it just made me laugh. I'm like, I knew it was a racing shirt just because of the font and half of the logo that I could see. And I love that about our sport because you can spot people a mile away who are drag racing people. And so they got in my car and we talked about sick week. We talked about Braden. We talked about everything. And I was
Bernie's was a 6 weeks. Was a sick week stop, I believe. And Jason Logan's frozen. So I'm just going to take over the show right now.
You're frozen too. There we go. Are we both unfrozen?
I didn't feel like I was frozen. Was I frozen? I'm moving around.
Yeah, we both froze.
Yeah. So Bernie's was a 6 week stop, which the whole 6 week drag and drive deal I'm fascinated by.
Yeah. It's very good. He was the guy in the car was telling me that one guy, he kept winning all the races. He kept winning everything, and they kept trying to make rules for him. He couldn't run his stuff, and he kept going, no, did the rules. What are you talking about?
Yeah, keep changing rules, and I'll keep adapting. That's the beauty of drag racing.
Yep. So I guess it ends on Friday, sick week. And he was like, because I'm fascinated too. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. He goes, so yeah, they go to these places. He goes, it's funny because people are like at the Holiday Inn Express, changing out transmissions.
Yeah,
and
working
changing
on their cars in the parking lot.
I go, that's the way it used to be. I go, nobody's staying at the track. Everybody got out and went to their hotel with all their stuff.
Or they worked on it in a Wendy's parking lot like Force.
Yeah, I mean,
Force would do appearances and work on his car at the appearances.
See, that's the cool stuff to me. I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so Ida and Sean again, a car that can win. Ida can drive. Sean can drive.
I mean, Sean's won a race. I mean, I think that's a really interesting tandem. I was emailing with Jasmine Salinas' PR people, and I think Jasmine Salinas may have some announcements next week.
Good.
It's exciting. I think it's going to be Gainesville's going to be bonkers. Fan Fest on Wednesday night at Bernie's Speed Shop. Hall of Fame on Thursday night at whatever hotel they have it at. And I got to talk to Ron Tobler yesterday. I'm going to do a little release about him going to the Hall of Fame, and that his whole story of he was 17 and grew up in California, and then his family moved to Houston, and he just kind of got hooked up with these guys that had a Top Fuel dragster, and then kind of went on the tour. And just 55 years later, had the whole Shirley Muldowney episodes, in which basically he said from the 90s to early 2000s with Shirley, they weren't doing a lot of national events. They were making all their money match racing, and that was a whole thing. And then in the 2000s, when he kind of got over to Coletta's or back over Coletta's, and then Schumacher. I mean, he was with Force. He's worked for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone of significance he's drawn a paycheck from and won with. So
yeah, good for him for getting there. He's a really good dude.
Yeah. So you got Rear Morrison going in the Hall of Fame. Bob Fry. There's a female Top Fuel driver from back in the day that's going in. It should be a pretty good class. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. If you're a big Bob Fry fan, he'll probably be on the microphone in Gainesville at some point in time. I think there's talk about that. My favorite Bob Fry story is I had already been out there for 4 or 5 years, and I kept saying, this is me being stupid. I would say Top Fuel funny car. And only because in the Motley Crue song, right, it says Top Fuel funny car. I'm like, Motley Crue says it. Well, I mean, how can it be wrong? So Bob Fry gets off the mic after I do one of my little hype intro things, and he looks at Evan. He goes, how long has that effing guy been here? And he still calls it Top Fuel funny car. I just started and Evan just delighted in the fact that Bob Fry was swearing about me.
Swearing about you.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad somebody else hates him like I hate him.
Yeah. All right. So pull up Keith Kaufman's comment, because he also brought up a great. That was the other thing about the episode 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Garlett's interview where he said he would love to see an unlimited race at Gainesville. Nitro cars race a quarter mile tops. Yeah. First off, I didn't realize that Don Garlitz was trying to break off from NHRA at one point in time.
Keith is talking about the WFO interview, I think, but that got me thinking about the Chasing Speed of him and Prudhomme, and just how, that basically it's funny that people complain about purses now, and that's a forever problem. That was in the 70s that Garlitz they were complaining about purses. It's never enough.
Yeah, that section right there between Garlitz and Prudhomme, that was the best part of the entire show to me.
Yes.
That, because they showed footage from back in the day, and you got Prudhomme and you got Garlitz. That was the best part of that whole show. That's what set it off to me.
I thought, and I also thought it was really cool how they showed 2 really unique top-end experiences, like the Blake Angel deal, but that Snake top-end, his feelings, just raw emotion after the Nichols crash of man, I don't know if I can keep doing. I mean, that is just gold. Yeah. I mean, it was just wild.
That's what made that show so good.
Yeah.
That was, now that we're talking about that was so awesome, because you're I go, is that Snake? That is Snake. Oh, and he just said he didn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
What's going on?
And So great. The great Keith Jackson on the starting line for ABC Wide World of Sports.
Yes. See, that's when I first started
Ah.
watching drag racing with Wide World of Sports. And it was like, oh, here comes Don Perdome, the snake, and
No.
Big Daddy Don Garlitz. And it was
Yeah.
Keith Jackson calling that stuff. And I'm like going, oh, yeah, come on, let's go.
I mean, I think it's cool that like Brian Loans is in that trajectory because I'm a big, I love Loans, but
Yeah,
like to be able to say like I'm doing a job that Keith Jackson used to do,
sure. I love it.
Just-
Yeah, Lowe's is so good.
just so good.
When he showed up out here and he was just in the booth, I was like, who is this guy? And
Who
then
is this
Joe
guy?
rolls in right behind him. And then you got Alan Reinhart. I'm like, what is going on? This guy's not going to be here very long. I go, Loans is off to TV land at some point in time. So I'm glad he's there.
Yeah. So that whole Garlitz having a race at Gainesville, that like an unlimited race would be wild.
Yeah.
And just
I do like listening to him be interviewed because he can't hear and he just basically yells at you. And it's
he's got new hearing aids. I've heard he's got new
Yes.
hearing aids, so that's getting better. But he's still just, I think, habit forming.
He just yells, and it's so great. And I'm so glad he's here, and I'm so glad he's out there because, but behind the scenes stuff though, like there's times when I guess it was in Gainesville last year, they wanted to fire up one of his cars or something, and trying to get that 3-ring cat circus in gear, that was just fun. And then Joe's trying to do it because, hey, I know I've talked to this, Big Daddy. Everybody's got their angle to come around. Oh, it's so much fun backstage.
So hopefully we'll have a Big Daddy at the Fan Fest. Josh Hart usually wrangles them up, so but that'll happen.
Oh yeah.
Hey, do we want to pay some bills and then come back and talk about the Super Bowl?
Yes, let's do that. Please hold. Oh yeah, I got some notes on plane commercials.
Yes.
So
okay.
I'll tell you what they are later.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF XFit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
All right.
Yeah,
Y'all have already
I love
talked
this.
about
I'm so glad he pulled this up.
we don't care about the Super Bowl? All right. Let's find out what Derail 81 wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Give me a suggestion because we're going to talk about football.
I mean, because we really haven't talked about the Super Bowl. But I still, we talked about chasing speed. We talked about the breaking news in drag racing.
Yeah.
We talked about top end stuff. We've told John Force stories.
We talked about Savannah Guthrie and her mom.
We talked about Savannah Guthrie a little bit. But this is also kind of a little bit of, there's a lot of stuff ramping up. And so there's not a lot of on-track action to talk about other than we talked about Sick Week.
Sick Week, sure.
We talked about a hypothetical unlimited race with Big Daddy Don Garlitz, which I'm here for.
We're all
You
here
know,
for it.
so
But let's do it like this.
we got the World Series of Pro Mod coming up in a couple weeks.
Yes.
We have the pro teams are going to be testing in Gainesville, so we'll get some intel from that about who looks good, who looks bad. But again, testing is like preseason. It's not even like preseason football. It's more like spring training, baseball.
Yeah, spring training. Yep.
It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, wait, here we go. Michaela, thank you. One more drag racing thing I know of is TSR announced their Dodge colors today.
Yeah.
They look sick. What are they, Michaela?
Yeah.
Come on, you're a contributor to this show.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. But, I'll tell you what, Dodge and TSR, they can make some good-looking race cars.
Yes, they can.
And, that platinum, they had that, like, metal-looking, Leah and Hagen had those metal-looking shiny cars.
Oh, yeah, those were cool.
Those are spectacular.
Oh, hey, by the way, also let me go back to the Sean and Ida thing. So now if Sean's racing the car and Ida's not doing anything, I wonder how the deal is. Can she go race for somebody else?
Well, it depends on if she's got an exclusive deal with Sean. I mean,
that's what that's what I want to know about.
And Nicole brings up a good point about one of my all-time favorites, Doug Foley, has hired Ron Douglas as a crew chief consultant, which that is awesome because that Ron Douglas has forgotten more about drag racing than I'll ever know.
Yep.
And,
all right, Derail 81. You're right. We forgot to tell you about the 2027 or 2026 year of force.
But I don't want you getting on my ass, Derail, next year when I'm talking about the year of force, and you're like, "Well, these guys already talked about it 11 months ago."
I love people. I love our fans.
But yes, year of force in 2027, which again,
well, it's 2026.
Yeah, but the year of force is going to be 2027.
Oh, I guess we're giving away the rings, though. That's our
the whole conundrum that the NHRA is in.
Yeah.
Which I had another conversation with someone of. This is the 75th anniversary year,
right,
of the NHRA. Well, all this pomp and circumstance,
and
then before the season starts, you're already talking about 2027 as the year of force,
right?
Because this is why it's important for 2026, the 75th anniversary year. Your renewal gift of renewing your 2026 tickets,
right,
is a kick-ass John Force Racing ring, like the 75th anniversary championship ring. They've made a special ring highlighting John Force's 50 years that you get now for renewing your tickets for 2027.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up.
Very confusing. So,
Let me see. Yeah, see that. Yeah, that's confusing to me. Let me see if I can show everybody what this looks like.
Yeah, can you find one? But yeah, so that's the whole deal. Is we're promoting the 2027 season during 2026 because we're doing a renewal deal, and it just got,
Yeah. Where's that window? Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's see if I can share it here. Can you see that?
Yes. So that ring is really amazing, and it's super forcey. Like the 75th anniversary ring, I thought was really clean. This ring tells 50 different stories on it, which is also very John Force. Look at his race car.
Yep.
It's got the X. Oh, which speaking of the X, they're changing the X on the race cars.
Okay.
That story. So they started putting the giant X on the car when Force won its 10th championship. So obviously the Roman numeral X.
Right.
And then the X, and that takes up a lot of real estate on the car.
Sure.
And I've been on any number of calls where people are like, you got to get rid of the X. No, keeping the X. So now, and it previously just said John Force, the big X.
Right.
Now it says Force Family. So it's just a real subtle little change there. So if you're following the trajectory of the X on Force's car, that it's morphed into Force Family since there's now no more Forces Racing.
Derail, he doesn't hate us talking about football. He just hates football, period.
Well,
he goes, I'll pipe down and let y'all talk football.
Hey, no, we're here for your hot sports opinions. Obviously, we listen to you.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I don't want to say the NFL scripted, although it is very funny that someone
it can be,
that put that poster that was put out at the beginning of the year, and the last two people like closest to the trophy are the Seahawks and Patriots quarterbacks. Now I don't know if that's AI generated or whatever, but it just seems very, very
Yeah,
fun.
it's kind of clandestine, isn't it? By the way, Alan Reinhart has a show today with Nicole Clark. I can't believe Nicole Clark did not self-promote the fact that she's on that show today, too.
Because she's a pro.
Well.
She's not here to promote Nicole. She's here to just spread the word about other stuff.
But the BW show
I might have an earthquake in Texas. I just have my laptop on a TV tray, and I'm just keep hitting it with my
I do too. By the way, that Joe hates my thing, but if I don't have this on the thing, then you see my fat face looking down into the thing. So, but yeah, no. Listen, Super Bowl is it's Americana. It's like the Daytona 500, the Indianapolis 500. It's the biggest sporting event in American history. So you kind of have to do it a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't have a skin in the game. I don't know anything about the Seahawks. Traditionally, I've not been a big fan of the Patriots. I'm very happy Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I am not. That is a travesty, and everyone knows
it's not. He'll get in the Hall of Fame next year. But I'm also glad I'm hearing Robert Kraft also not going in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, he's not going in.
There has to be some penalty for blatant cheating. Even if it's just one, you're delaying the inevitable.
Well, he had 2 blatant cheating things. So.
Right.
I don't know. He's won too many Super Bowls.
But I would be much more interested if it was Broncos Patriots. The Bo Nix getting hurt really took a little of the wind out of the sails. Now,
yes,
Kira Sage is a huge Seahawks fan, so I am pulling for the Seahawks for her, and I've got some other Seattle friends. But
I think
there's not a lot of sizzle to this Super Bowl, I feel.
No, I think Seattle's going to run away with this, and it's not even going to be funny. As much as I would like to see the Patriots win with Vrabel and not Tom Brady, and I would love to see that, but I think Seattle's just that Smith and Jigba guy is ridiculously good.
Also, speaking of Vrabel, have we seen Vrabel and Steve Righteous in the same room together?
No, we have not. Yeah, that they do look quite similar.
I mean, Steve has a beard, which again makes sense if you're really trying to pull double duty. You got to change your face up a little bit. But go Google Steve Righteous, NHRA Executive VP of Broadcasting, and then Google clean-shaven Mike Vrabel, and tell me if.
Yeah,
I'm just
Clark
saying.
Kent, Superman thing.
I have not seen them in the same room together.
Oh, so good. I think. Listen, I here's my favorite part about it. Like, did you watch any of the Grammys this week?
I did not.
So
I'm familiar with working Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny won for like album of the year.
Yeah,
and he won a couple things. Yeah, they're just it was like they're softening the groundwork up for the Super Bowl halftime, which is going to probably be one of the worst watched ones ever. But I don't
know Bad Bunny's music, but also I didn't know The Weeknd's music when The Weeknd did it a few years ago.
Listen, I think Bad Bunny's gonna be 10 times better than The Weeknd's, but I live in Florida and he's Puerto Rican, La Boricua, Viva la Raza, for all my Puerto Rican fellows out there. So I'm gonna have some plantains, some maduros, some plátanos for halftime. We're gonna have some
plantains. My mouth just started watering thinking about.
Let's get back. I know, right? So good, so good.
Dang it.
But yeah,
okay,
I think it's going to be fun. I think the Patriots lose by 14.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go Seahawks by. I'm going to say it's a real blowout, like 21.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I tell you a funny story? And if any of my neighbors are watching this podcast, which I would be shocked if they were, I invited I threw the text out. My wife and I had a discussion about, we're entertainers. We have a really good neighborhood. I didn't actually want to host a Super Bowl party, but I wanted to go to a Super Bowl party. So I threw a text out to a bunch of people of like, hey, anybody want to kind of be like social or have any plans for the Super Bowl? Kind of just a general Super Bowl festival. And then 2 of the couples immediately responded, oh, I'm in. And my wife is like, so I guess we're hosting a Super Bowl party.
Right. That's what
happens. I didn't know how else to say it where I wasn't necessarily, I don't mind. And that's my wife knows that. She's like, yeah, you really want to host a Super Bowl party. I don't mind. I like to entertain. So
sure.
So it's all about the food for me. Sadly, it used to be about the food and commercials, but now I feel like I've seen a lot of the commercials already.
Yeah, they loosen them up. Like the Budweiser commercial looks fantastic with the dumb eagle on the horse. Oh,
but I want to see that in real time so I can cry like a real American.
Right, exactly.
And I guess Ben Affleck's got more Dunkin' Donut commercials.
Yeah,
those are
I
great.
saw that. By the way, Saturday or Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday is not only Super Bowl Sunday, it's my birthday and my 14-year-old son's birthday.
Oh, triple threat.
Yes. So, yes, another day that I don't get celebrated because my 14-year-old showed up on that day 13 years ago. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a nice present.
No birthday.
So do you have a go-to food item or a couple food items for the Super Bowl party?
So my mom makes this, we call it hot dip. It's basically queso with spicy sausage in it. And it's a ton of Velveeta. It's a ton of cheddar cheese, jalapenos, hot sausage. And it will light you up if you put too many jalapenos in it. And I kind of get a little heavy on the jalapenos. So we eat that with Doritos. February 8th. There we go, Eddie. Let's go, Eddie. Happy birthday. But yeah, it's jalapeno dip or hot dip, and then my wife likes to kind of get a little fancy. She goes, "Can we make some charcuterie?" She bought me a charcuterie board for my birthday one year. I don't put stuff on that. She does. So I'm like,
I'm a big fan of the charcuterie board. Like I go to Aldi, and I'll shout out to Aldi. They have a tremendous meat and cheese selection there.
They do. You're correct.
Get the Havarti, get the Gouda, get my prosciutto, all the good.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. All right, now we're talking Super Bowl and F1 racing.
Yeah, here we go.
Cadillac F1 will air a commercial revealing their livery for the season during Super Bowl. That will be cool.
Yes,
it will be.
That will be cool. And it'll be cool to see Cadillac in Formula One.
Yes. By the way, all right, let's you would do over under, or let's say put a bet out there. When do you think that F1 spot airs? Second half, third quarter, fourth quarter?
They're going to pop first half of that.
Okay.
I would say first quarter. I would say right out of they're going to come. They're going to go big baller. It's F1.
Okay. They're
just money. Making it rain. They're just making it rain over there with that money.
Yep. Okay.
So
love that.
Yeah. So you have your hot dip. I've started the last couple of years doing a couple different kinds of wings.
Okay.
And I have like a spicy Thai sauce that I'm looking forward to breaking back out. And I've got a couple Instagram recipes socked away. But my go-to is the spinach dip in the bread bowl.
That's a good one. You have to. And you probably don't make that, but maybe 2 or 3 more times a year.
Correct. And I only put it in the bread bowl at the Super Bowl because,
those are fantastic. I do like that.
But the Hawaiian bread is just so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll have some people bring up. We'll have all the dips. And we'll have some treats and stuff. But yeah, used to be about the food and the commercials, and now it's just about the food.
Yeah. The commercials. Now that, like you said, now that they just air them out. Like I used to work for Budweiser, and that was behind the scenes at Budweiser. Like, don't tell anybody about our commercial. And they were paying like $2-3 million for a 30-second spot. Like that first spot was all. If Miller Lite was the official beer of the NHRA or of the NFL, Budweiser had the first spot out, the first time out, and they just hammered Miller. But that's just what happens. I love it.
And I think that circling it back to racing, you're talking about the Daytona 500 as a big must-watch, the Indy 500, the U.S. Nationals. I think I'm hopeful that the Motorplex gets the Fox lead in again, and we can kind of build some tune-in type deals around that.
Yeah, I agree. The fact that you guys did have that lead in was awesome too.
Yeah.
So
Keith, you're actually are you going to Chili's to eat this during the Super Bowl, or are you just ordering it and bringing it to your house? Because there is nothing wrong with the Chili's chips and salsa. That is they were way ahead of their game with truly the non-Mexican restaurant offering you unlimited chips and salsa.
Let me ask you this. This is the hack I do. I get a side of ranch. I go salsa, ranch in the mouth. Their ranch dressing is fantastic.
They do have good ranch. Okay, so
that's a good question.
The NASCAR Clash. Okay, so I've been so confused by this that they used to do the Clash in California, correct?
I think so.
Like in some stadium. And now they moved it somewhere. They moved it to like Florida, right? Thinking,
No,
oh,
it's Bowman
North
Gray.
Carolina?
Yeah, Bowman Gray. And it's been snowing up there the place was just covered in snow. And you can't get any grip on the track even when they got the snow off the track.
Because it's so
just
cold.
Too cold.
So this has been delayed like 5 days.
Yeah. Oh, it was supposed to be this past weekend. And the night before, like they started canceling events leading into it. And then they, kind of like we were in Pomona. Hey, we're not going to race today. Sorry, we're doing this. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, thank you, Tim Earl. It was always at Daytona, but then they tried the Coliseum in LA.
That's right. Which again, that drove my drag racing head crazy because there's no other way to say it other than I'm just jealous. I'm jealous of NASCAR and IndyCar's ability to serve up some form of their sport in a Coliseum or on the streets somewhere.
Right.
But, or in a, just like baseball can go, to me, Bristol Motor Speedway being able to do baseball and football and all that is just very cool.
Or the Field of Dreams. Let's go have play baseball game out at the cornfield.
And that's the other thing that you just, Famoso, they got March Meet coming up. And that is, the fact that drag strips used to be on airstrips.
Yeah.
Can we somehow try to do something like that? I don't know. I mean, is that a possibility to do but I just feel like the cars are just going so fast now. It's just dangerous. You just can't.
Yeah. It's got to be a safety thing, right?
It has to, just a safety and just the expense. And but I would just love to just do like a Field of Dreams throwback event. And we kind of have those at March Meet or the Hot Rod Series,
the nostalgia cars when they're running
the nostalgia cars, which again, March Meet is the same weekend as the Gatornationals. So if you can't get to the East Coast, go to the West Coast.
Yeah.
So,
Keith,
and I will agree with Keith that the real racing does start with Daytona.
Yeah, and when we talked about this last week, where it's a full month usually. Back in the day.
They truncated it now, and it's just kind of a whole.
Like that. Yeah. I love the twin 125s.
Yeah. I will say one of a great Daytona story is Force went down there one year and was on the set with Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, I remember that.
And Force was just Force and just talked all over everybody, and they got done. And as they're walking off, Jimmy Johnson was like, "I'm never doing effing TV with that guy again." Like he was shell shocked.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I wasn't there for that story, but I confirmed it with Jimmy Johnson later at the Memphis Zoo many years later.
Oh, here we go. My guy's killing it today. If you could put drag racing on anywhere, where would it be?
Oh man. I really think the Strip in Las Vegas. If you could do a drag race down the Strip at Las Vegas or the Golden Gate Bridge, I think that would be too cool.
Okay, Golden Gate Bridge. Isn't there like a little incline up that thing? Are we gonna?
Yeah, again, you'd have to flat. I understand. Yeah, but those are two because people have done that. Like IndyCar paraded when they were at Sonoma. The great John Cardinale had the IndyCar's parade over the Golden Gate Bridge. And
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
So
yeah, but how about just a burnout? I could see a gust of wind.
Yeah, a burnout on the Golden Gate Bridge would be awesome.
Yeah, that would the gust of wind would get up on it, and then imagine the traffic pattern backup that you have to deal with. That that's
insane.
that's too much, man. All right, I'm not doing that just for public safety.
Okay.
How about London Heathrow? We just run cars down a runway there, and then you see a Kalitta Air 747 come trying to land behind.
Now that would be all. I'd be there for that. Yeah. So. But yeah, I think it would have to be like some kind of iconic
New York City street. Okay.
I mean, that again, just think about we parked Robert Height's funny car in downtown New York for some media tour many years ago, and just parking a funny car on New York City streets was insane. I can't imagine rate like getting it to where you could race. I mean, that would be
driving into New York City is crazy. I used to work for a sports, not a sports, like a special event company, and then we rented games and stuff and made huge game rooms, whatever. Well, we had a gig in the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, and my boss was like, and we had these big red trucks that said Absolute Amusement on them, and he goes, "Whatever you do, I will pay you $50 every time I see that truck on Good Morning America as you drive past the window."
Drive past it.
Dude, he passed it 4 times. Like, he went around the block, and he goes, "Man, that was the worst experience ever, just trying to make the turns in New York City and just everything." He goes, "I'm surprised I got 4 of them."
Just an 18-wheeler down there is just
forget it.
Nightmare fuel for me. Nightmare fuel. So,
Michaela, Dodge does roadkill nights on Woodward in Detroit. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the update.
There's places like that, like airfields, I feel like older racetracks, that would be, but I think a drag race down Las Vegas, the strip at Las Vegas, like a midnight.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That would be, again, or even a burnout. I mean, that's the thing. We can do burnouts places. Let's start looking into that.
We can go 8th Mile down the strip. We don't have to go the full,
Yeah.
Let's just.
But I truly think a burnout is representative of that's something unique to our sport.
Yeah.
That gets people really you get the noise, you get the shaking of the ground,
See, that would be cool, right in Times Square. In that cavernous area, that just a burnout right there, how loud that would be. Oh my God.
How many of the crazy Elmos and Optimus Primes would just go crazy?
Optimus Prime.
I would let those guys, I would credential all those guys. Like, you'd still have Batman and Optimus Prime and Elmo, and then still do burnouts.
Right. That would be awesome. And you get Scott Palmer in there with a little throttle whack. Oh.
Yeah, get that nitro. What's up with that nitro, whatever Studebaker he has? Is that hopefully that thing's going to, that thing's going to make a triumphant return at some point.
Yeah, right. That would be awesome. There's all kinds of things out there. See what happens when it's slow week out here. So here's our assignments today.
Yep.
Watch Chasing Speed week
Correct.
3. Listen, if it's anything like last week, it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And I'm right there with Elin. I think we're definitely going to see about Ida and Jasmine on this one. But again, we don't know.
So watch Chasing Speed either on Vice tonight at 9:00 Eastern, or on YouTube
next
tomorrow or anytime.
Yep. Yeah. Burnouts at a national park echo would be crazy. Exactly, Michaela. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Watch the Super Bowl.
Yep.
See when the commercials are. We can probably do a little commercial review next week.
And hopefully definitely. I want to hear how everybody what they think about the halftime show.
Oh, speaking of commercials, and I've seen this commercial now, and there's a longer form, and then there's like a TV form. That Goodyear commercial that has all the racing,
tires.
airplanes, and the tires. That is one of my favorite commercials because it's got everybody mixed in. Burnouts in front of the White House would also be awesome. Like right down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah.
Maybe we could start the IndyCar race with burnouts.
That would be cool. Forget the flyover.
Yeah, just do burnouts. That would
be awesome.
So
I like it.
Get Courtney Force to do a burnout before the IndyCar race. Graham Rahal, get that up and running.
Yeah.
Instead
of a pace car, burn out condense in the pace car.
Burnout car.
Cool. God,
so that Goodyear commercial, all the history of Goodyear and all the stuff, and this working in drag racing and just that whole vibe. I hope Goodyear has that during the Super Bowl. That to me would be really cool.
That's a good commercial. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time this weekend. I'm gonna be turning a year older. Hey, I'm Villages eligible this year. Villages,
really? What is that? Is that
55?
Is that 55?
55 and up. So,
I'm already Villages.
I'm so pumped about it.
Maybe we could get a Bosom Buddies apartment down there.
That'd be cool. Get us a couple golf carts. We'll go ride around, terrorize the neighborhood.
You could DJ it up, and I could do some open mic stand-up comedy. It'd be great.
It'd be awesome. It'd be great.
All right.
Keith, thank you so much. We will see you guys next week.
Next Wednesday.
We'll find out who won Sick Week. We'll find out all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
So
all right.
You guys have
Jason, always a pleasure. Thanks everybody for watching and sharing and doing all the stuff. Buying the merch.
All right. See you guys next week.
This is WFO Radio.